This video demonstrates how to install the newest upgrade to the camshell plunger. If you have not yet received this upgrade, please contact Amy at lambkmc.com. When placed side by side, the old plunger assembly and the new plunger assembly look very similar. Plungers themselves are identical. The only difference is the backer nut and the button head screw. The backer nut of the old plunger assembly is made out of spring steel. The backer nut for the new plunger assembly is made out of A2 steel and hardened. Once you've received your new camshell plunger in the mail, you can get started on upgrading your machine. Remove the camshell from the machine base and remove all the individual sub-assemblies. You will need your 3 30-seconds Allen key wrench. Set aside each sub-assembly with the hardware required. The next step is to remove both the front and the rear plungers. The only tool you'll need is a 5/64 Allen key wrench. Starting with the rear plunger, loosen the button head screw as much as possible. Viewing from the inside of the camshell, be sure that the backer nut is in a vertical position as shown here. The rear camshell plunger can now be removed. We're happy to let you know that we determined this plunger is no longer needed. Repeat the same process with the front camshell plunger. Remove the knurled thumb screws from the 2 feed cam sections. It is also helpful to remove a few of these 2 feed sections, as they may fall out of the camshell if the camshell is tipped upside down. Notice this rearmost 2 feed cam section can be left in the camshell, as this one is trapped and will not fall out. Confirm that your new camshell plunger assembly fits your camshell. Start by removing the camshell ring as shown here. With the ring removed, we're now ready to be sure that the front camshell plunger fits into the camshell slot. It's okay if there's a little resistance, it's just important that it's sitting flat and flush up against the OD of the camshell. If your plunger does not fit with your camshell, this next short section is going to show you how to transfer the important parts from your new plunger to your old plunger. This section is only necessary if your new plunger does not fit your camshell. The parts we'll need to transfer from the new plunger to your old one is the backer nut and the button head screw. Remove the spring clip retainer from both your new plunger assembly and your old plunger assembly. We find that pliers work best. Disassemble both plunger assemblies, keeping all the components sorted. Notice the new button head screw is slightly longer than the older one. The important feature on the button head screw is the groove, as this is where the spring clip engages. Assemble the new backer nut with the new longer button head screw to your old plunger. Position the button head screw such that the groove is flush with the backer nut. Align the spring clip with the groove on the button head screw. The spring clip must be snapped into the groove on the button head screw. We find that tweezers or pliers work best. Once it's confirmed that the new plunger assembly fits with your camshell, slide the ring back over the camshell. Position the ring so that it's in line with the slot in the camshell. Insert your new plunger assembly as shown here. Be aware that your plunger will not stay in position until the backer nut is adjusted. Hold the plunger assembly in position as you loosen the button head screw with the 5/64 Allen key wrench. Loosen this screw enough so that you can adjust the position of the backer nut. With the backer nut loose, reposition it so that it is in a horizontal position and engages with the plunger. Using the 5/64 wrench, tighten the button head screw so that it pulls the backer nut up against the ID of the camshell. It's important that the backer nut stays in the horizontal position so that it engages properly with the plunger. Check the operation of the plunger to be sure that it doesn't take too much resistance to raise and lower. Reattach all sub-assemblies to your camshell. Your camshell is now ready to reassemble to your machine. We are confident that you will find this new upgraded plunger assembly to be a great improvement on the operation and use of your LP150.